Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Well, it's a lovely day outside here in the UK, but lockdown is still on. And while it is, we are committed to bringing you 2 videos a day. So this is the second for today. And in a moment, I'm going to be trying to solve this Knights and Bishops puzzle, which is very interesting. It's come in from Andre Boban, and we thank him for it. Now, before I do that, let me just encourage you to subscribe if you haven't already to the channel, to perhaps look at our Patreon site and join us as a patron. There's some great content, very interesting chat going on over there in the last few days as well. Some really good comment. And also, of course, there's our apps, the Sandwich Sudoku, Classic Sudoku, and Chess Sudoku. Now, Chess Sudoku already has Knights and Kings puzzles, and at some point a Queen's puzzle, some Queen's puzzles will be coming out. Now, in those, the 9s are queens and are positioned so they can't see each other, even diagonally on the board. Some people have wittily pointed out that it's not much different in Sudoku from a bishop, because bishops move diagonally and every piece in Sudoku is looking vertically and horizontally. But in this puzzle, bishops are different. So Andre's rules are that 4 of the 9 digits are white bishops and only appear on white cells, and the other 5 digits are knights and cannot be a knight's move apart. So 1 there and 1 there of the same digit would be illegal. So those are the rules, as well as the normal Sudoku rules. And well, do try it on the link below the video, see what you think and comment. And I'll be trying my solve now. So let's get cracking. So as you can see, a checkerboard pattern has been kind of painted on the grid. So we've got limited white cells. And in fact, all the givens are in white cells, which is surprising given that the 4 bishops have to only occupy white cells. In fact, we've got an instance of every given digit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, this is important. How many white cells are there on the board? There are 4 in every box, and in 5 of the boxes there are 5. So that is 4 times 9 is 36 plus 5 more. There are 41 cells that are white on the board, and 36 of them have to be occupied by the 4 white bishops. So the other 5 cells are kind of occupied by interloping knights, and they must already be placed on the board, because at least 1 number in a white cell, 1 of each digit, appears in a white cell. So we are looking at the 5 interloping knights already. Yeah, okay, so any number that appears more than once must be a bishop, that's clear, because there is only 1 instance of each interloping knight. That must be right to be 5 extra cells. So we know that 9s and 3s are bishops. So yeah, I mean, also in boxes 2, 4, 6, and 8 that are kind of look like these, the white cells must be all the 4 bishops. Definitely, that's where they must appear. So 9, because this 9 is ruling out those cells, 9 is in one of those 2 for that box. So over here, it can't be in those or that because of this 9. So 9 is there. I mean, we can place it. So 9 up here is in one of those 2. Down here, yeah, it's in one of these. Oh no, it's in this one. Look, we've got a 9 here and a 9 here. The only white cell in this box that's possible is that one. 9 must be there. Sorry about that right mouse click keeping coming up. I don't know why it does. And 9 up there. So those are the 9s. And 3s, there are more than 1 3, so they must be bishops too. So we can put a 3 in here because these 2 are on the same row as that one. And here, that's a 3. And this one. Oh, and then the remaining 3s are in that configuration somewhere. So a diagonal of those. Oh, of course. Yeah. I was looking at these 1s and 4s and thinking that this square is important, and it is actually in a way. In fact, more than that, square is important. So what I'm highlighting here are the 4 rows and columns which have exactly 4 white cells. And they must contain the 4 white bishops. In those rows, you've got the 4 white bishops and you've got 5 other pieces on black squares. They must be knights. Anything on a black square is always a knight. So the 4 white ones are the bishops. So we now know that 1, 9, 3 and 4 are the white bishops. So we can actually just, I presume we can fill this whole gridiron of white bishops in that outline that I just made. And maybe we can place all the remaining white cells, because any white cell that we didn't have a given in must be a bishop, because all the interlopers have been placed already. We'll come back to that one. 1 and 4 there. 4 and 9 there. Let's take out the corner marks. We don't need them anymore. And up here, 9. Actually, I'll get rid of those while I'm doing the corner marks. Okay, so these are 1 and 9. Actually, we can place those, I think. No, we can't, because I've just filled in 2 9s here, and that's incredibly... Okay, I must have been hitting the wrong key, sorry. Let's correct that. Right, so forget that 1. So this is 9 and 1 up here. God, that was nearly an ugly mistake. 1 and 4 here. That's 3 or 4. This one could be any of 3, 4 or 9. And this one is 4 or 9. I'm surprised here. This puzzle keeps surprising me. We must be able to finish off the bishops without reference to the knights, because they just can't affect what's going on the white cells once they start coming in. I can't see how this is some sort of, this is a bit like the bug pattern. I don't know if you ever followed or checked out our old videos on the bug technique, and I'm not even sure exactly how it worked, but it's always important to key on the one cell that has 3 possibilities when everything else has 2. So I'm going to try and work this out before I move to the knights. If this was a 9, 4, 1, 1. Okay, I don't know if there's any, there probably is an easier way of seeing this, but if this was a 9, it's not going to work, and that's because this would become a 4, this would become a 1. Now I'm going to follow the 1s around the grid. 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, and now this has to be a 3 here. And that means this is a 4, and we just put a 4 up here. So that's impossible. So this can't be a 9. Now there might be a simpler way to prove that, or on the other hand, there might not. Now I suppose that 9, more quickly at least, puts a 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 3 there, and 2 4s. But I mean, ooh, that's not easy to see. But this isn't a 9, we've proved that. So we've got a 3 4 pair here, so we know this is a 9. So I think we can finish off the bishops now. 4 there, yeah, that's 3 and 4. Hopefully this will work. Let's hope I don't make any mistakes again. Luckily I spotted the last one reasonably quickly. Probably had you shouting at the screens though. Now, that's all the bishops done. Everything we've put in the blue numbers is a 1, 4, 9 or 3, just as predicted. Now, what about the knights? 2, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Oh, well, look at this 7. This is lovely. That's 7, and I'm looking into this box. What can't be a 7 because of this 7? That one and that one are directly in its path. those two are knight's moves away, so we can put a 7 in here. The same's happening with this 2. There, there, and there are covered. So we can put a 2 in there. Oh, this is symmetrical all around the grid. I did not see this symmetry coming. Look at that 5. That's using all of those up. So this has to be 5. And this 8 must go in here. Again, let's just highlight the cells that are ruled out by the 8, either from where it is in its row or by knight's moves. I mean, that's intriguing. Now what can we do? That gives us an 8 in one of these 2. Gives us, yeah, it's going to be symmetrical. 7 in one of those 2. What is it? 2 in one of these 2 and 5 in one of those. That's lovely. Now what though? There must be something else arising from that. Look at that cell. It's a naked single now, by which I mean that it's seeing 4, 3, 1, 2, 9, 5 in its row, 8 in its column, and 6 by a knight's move in the central cell. That's 7. That's fantastic. Is this going to work symmetrically? You bet it is. Yeah, 9, 4, 5, 1, 8 in its column, 3, 7 in its row, 6 in the middle again. That middle 6, that's really operating hard on this board. I mean, it basically rules out all of these cells and others from having a 6 in. Well, and these ones. Wow. Yeah, it's doing a lot of work. Anyway, this must be naked as well. Yep, that's a 5. And that's an 8. I mean, that's brilliant. 2, 3, 7, 1, 4, 9 in its column, 5 in its row, and 6 there. So symmetry is a beautiful thing here. And that 8 is fixing where 8 goes down here. In fact, 7 there is doing the same. 2 and 5. I love this. I was not expecting this pretty symmetry in this puzzle. I suppose maybe I should have. So 7 there, we can place 7. We can finish this column with a 6. This must be effectively naked now. That's a 2, 6 there. 5 and 6 to go in column 3. 6 and 8 to go in row 3. I think we're just finishing up now. 8 and 7. 2 and 7, yeah. So all the row and column 2 and 8 can be done. 5 and 8. 5 and 2. So now we've got these central cells 2 and 8 to go in here. Yep, that works. 7 and 5 to go in there. That's fine. And 6 and 2 on the outside. And we don't have to worry too much about the knights anymore. We've done enough that we can just do this through regular Sudoku now. 6 and 5. What a puzzle. There is a beauty about that. I like it. I like it a lot. That is very clever. Thank you, Andre, for that. What a pretty puzzle. Nice bit of deduction at the start about the white cell's use and how many we had to put in. I suppose we could have seen it a bit quicker by focusing on these columns and rows which had to have all the white cells occupied by bishops. I mean, that was intrinsic in the rules. I didn't really spot that for a while, but clever. Clever puzzle. And I mean, yeah, a bit surprised about this pattern from finishing off the bishops. That was difficult. The rest was straightforward, but unbelievably lovely. I mean, that is Sudoku for you. It can sometimes just look really pretty. I hope you enjoyed that, solving it yourself. Do let us know in the comments. That's really clever. I like it a lot. I mean, maybe not the hardest puzzle we've done, but they don't have to be hard if they're lovely. So thanks very much for watching. Do stay safe, look after yourself. and we hope to see you again soon on Cracking the Cryptic. Bye for now.